every day.
Just a lot of slow time with the Browns right now, so not a lot of movement. So this time I wanted to do something interesting. I did my favorite 5. I did my favorite Cavs 5. So this time, over the last 20 years, I'm going to break down every single Browns first round trade. Exactly. Every single Browns first round trade. What they thought they were getting at the time, and then what actually came to fold. So, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a good one. So, the first overall trade was in 2004 when they traded from number 6 to number 7 for Kellen Winslow. Front office at the time, they decided that the number 7 overall pick would either be Winslow or Roy Williams. Roy Williams, went on to the Cowboys. Went on to do a lot of things, but this was for Butch Davis. Butch Davis reportedly at the time tried to trade up to 4 to take Blessing's Sean Taylor, which was still to this day my favorite NFL safety of all time, man. Just so hyped for one. He went to the Redskins. I became a Redskins fan for a second, man, because I just messed with Sean Taylor, man. That was one of my favorite safeties of all time. So what happened in that 2004 trade, we got Kellen Winslow. 2007 season would be forever infamous as winning but not winning. Him and Brady Networks, along with Joe Vicious as the third receiving option, that was a deadly, potent offense itself. And the motorcycle accident really took away what Kellen Winslow could be for the Browns itself. It's just he had an amount of scary athleticism, speed, strength, everything itself, like prototypical tight end. That would be a prototypical tight end in today's game. So the Browns were ahead of their time drafting a tight end at number 6. And he held it for a while for number 6. So the closest tight end to even reach that milestone was just Kyle Pitts, because he just tested off the charts, man. I loved Kellen Winslow on the field. I just want to get you that distinction on the field and what could have been with that motorcycle accident. Here's the 2006 trade. Traded down from number 12 to number 13 to take Cameron Wimberly. I remember this one vividly. Phil Savage was the GM at the time, and Haloti Ngata was staring us right in the face, and it was like, nah, we wanted to prioritize a pass rusher rather than a run stopper. Well, next pick later, Ravens take Haloti Ngata, and the rest is history. Cameron Wimberly had a good season for the Browns one year, posting it was either 8 to 10 sacks. And then after that, he just never developed because he only had one move, and once the league figured him out, they were more able to contain him. So it was a point of great rookie season, never followed up to be the best. 2007, the infamous Brady Quinn pick. We had 2 picks that year. First pick, number 3 overall, Joe Thomas. You don't gotta say nothing about it. We got that right. It was no trade. But they actually traded back into the first round at the slot of 22. Now remember this, 22 is infamous with us. 22 to get the quarterback. One of the great things about the trade at the time was Brady Quinn itself. A lot of people liked Brady Quinn, seeing as he was from the Ohio area and he wanted to play for Browns and he grew up a Browns fan. We thought that this was going to be a great trade itself. What happened is that when Brady Quinn was drafted, he held out with his agent claiming that he wanted top 5 money. Well, the problem with that is that they had another quarterback on the roster who took full advantage of that, Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson went on to have a historic year, 27 touchdowns, close to 4,000 yards, high-octane offense, while Brady Quinn was just riding the bench, unfortunately. That trade never came out to fruition because I don't think after that Brady Quinn got a full season of starting, and he was relegated to a backup role for the rest of his career. So if you're picked 1 or 5 or 20 or 25, just get in camp, show what you can do, because the more that you hold out, the more that you wait, it's just giving another guy's opportunity. Drafting Brady Quinn lighted fire underneath Derek Anderson, and Derek Anderson proceeded to outplay Brady Quinn. 2009. And these next 2 trades are gonna hurt your soul, but it was more people there. So the trade down from 5 to 21 to get Alex Mack. Alex Mack is a great player in his own right, but the players that went before Alex Mack are downright amazing. Along with that trade, we didn't really get fair value. We went from 21 to 5, and we didn't get a first round pick the next year. We went from 21 to 5. We got Abram Ingram. We got Holman, which was a defensive end. We got another quarterback. and we got like a first round pick and like a fifth and a fourth round pick, which is not enough compensation for someone trading up into the top 5. Mangini gave his old team a solid and gave them a quarterback that would allow them to ride to 2 AFC championships in the future. 2011. Yeah, we know Julio time, right? Julio time. Quintores Lopez should have been a Brown, man. He should have been a Brown. We traded from number 6 to number 21. And the beauty of this trade is they actually got another first round pick in the next year. So they learned from 2009 trading out of the top 5 and not getting first round picks from last year. They learned from 2009 and they traded down and they got big old Phil Taylor. He had so much heart, man. It was just the amount of players that they passed on in that draft. Phil Taylor, he did okay. He did for the job that was supposed to be done. Number 21. I didn't know the thinking of it at the time. We needed a receiver, and it started a trend of just staying away from receivers. I don't know if it's a Julio jinx or a Julio curse, but we 100% needed receivers at the time, and for us not to take Julio at that time was a no-brainer. I think Julio Jones wouldn't be Julio Jones though, because he had a stable quarterback in Matt Ryan that was able to get on the ball in certain spots, do certain things, so on and so forth, that the stability was not there at this time in Cleveland. It was a revolving door in Cleveland. Quarterbacks played every 18 months. So every 18 months you cycle out a quarterback, bring in a new quarterback in, learning a new system and different head coaches. So at this time, it was so much dysfunction that Julio Jones probably wouldn't have grown into the receiver that he is right now. 2012, this one is interesting. Minnesota and Cleveland, and they believed that someone was going to trade up to take Minnesota's slot, and Minnesota played it well. They dropped back, got their lineman. I think it was like Ryan Cahill from USC. And we got Trent Richardson. Guys, if you go look at college tape of Trent Richardson, he was on demon time, man. That boy out there was outright filthy. Like, you can tell us that he was going to be a great running back. You can tell us, like, the projections was there, the size, the strength, the speed, everything. My guy tested off the charts. It was one interview leading up to the draft where Jim Brown said, nah, that ain't our guy. And we disregarded Jim Brown, like, yo, look at the talent, it was just something there. Jim Brown said, he ain't our guy. And after one great rookie season, Trent Richardson, for whatever reason, could not get over the hump. And we traded him off for a first round pick. We were able to get off of Trent Richardson for a first round pick. So the damage was contained. It was limited. All right, 14. Where do we start with 14, bro? Where do we start with 2014, man? Where do we start? We had the number 4 overall pick, which we could have took Sammy Watkins, which a receiver need again, or Khalil Mack, which is still one of the most dominant pass rushers, top 5 pass rushers in the league today, which would have helped us out. No, we traded down, and we traded down twice. And we went from 4 to 8 to 9, and we drafted someone that's not even in the league right now. Yes, Justin Gilbert from Oregon State. What's crazy about this trade is that the Browns never interviewed the guy. The Browns never brought the guy in for private workouts. And you want him to be the bookend right next to Joe Hayden, but you don't have a test of his character. And the roommate that he was rooming with, that speaks for itself, because it's the next pick too. I think they were more of a combination that they made it rather than putting the work in after they got drafted. Second pick, even worse. We traded from 26 to 22, and we got Johnny effing Football. Johnny Football. The pandemonium around Johnny Football, man, was so amazing. Everybody was so hype, and I was hyped too. Like, man, we got Johnny Football, bro. Like, he a Cleveland Brown. They had commercials. LeBron was hype. Everyone's hype. And then you get the reports, and then you actually look at the film. Like, he's out there playing backyard football. There is no scripts, no plays, no coverages, no reading up on tendencies, no coordinators making millions and millions of dollars to take you out your game, take you out your strengths and weaknesses. Johnny Manziel will be an awesome quarterback, but the problem is that teams game plan for you to use your weaknesses, and his height along with his accuracy, it proved it. And he never put the time in off the field. He never put the time in to become a better quarterback. He was more so worried about partying and the lifestyle. We gave him opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Once again, only a starter for 18 months. The 18-month quarterback. The only quarterback to break that trend was Baker Mayfield. Everybody else has been the 18th month quarterback. Look it up. 2016, you didn't want Carson Wentz. To be fair, I didn't want no parts of Carson Wentz either. Just to be honest. Traded from number 2 to number 15, and we took Corey Holman, which all he ran was go routes in Baylor. He didn't run any slants, he didn't run any posts, he didn't run ends. He didn't have footwork, man. He was just a flat out burner, which getting a Corey Coleman type player, probably like in the 3rd or 4th round, is a great value, but getting a Corey Coleman at 15 overall, not a great value from the standpoint of like, you want that receiver to be able to run the entire route tree. You can just get someone in later rounds just to run burners, just to run go routes, just to put up the top of the defense. You don't want to hinge your entire draft on someone who can't run the entire route tree and get separation on intermediate routes and short routes. 2017 trade. This is the last trade. The Deshaun Watson trade. You drafted Myles Garrett 1st overall, and you had Deshaun Watson right there at number 10. Hey, come with Cleveland Browns. Pass on him. They get another 1st round pick the next year, which they learned from previous years, and they're able to nab Denzel Ward with that pick, which is one of the players that are still on the team. Every time they traded for another 1st round pick, that player was gone within 2 years. Denzel Ward got an extension. Kudos to him, but Deshaun Watson. And it's a lot of maybes and ifs and buts. Like, if we don't take Deshaun Watson, we don't have Nick Chubb, we don't have Denzel Ward, but you have your franchise guy. If they would have took Deshaun Watson at 10 that year, that's it. We wouldn't have had to give up 3 first-round picks. But right now, I'm in the mood of let's need F them picks. If we can get Debo, DK, butcher the whole draft, let's let it be 2008 all over again, where we didn't have 3 first-round picks and we drafted Bo Bell. That's some history from old Browns fans. Look up Bo Bell. I was excited about a 3rd round outside linebacker. We did get a Tabo Rubin that year in like a 6th round, and he played well for us for a while. But the difference is there's always next year. But this year, it's going to be something mean.